gambler. Place your bet. You'll never know how rich you'll get on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Hi, thank you. That's very nice, thank you. Very nice opening poem. You'll never know how rich you'll get. I hope a lot of people get rich with this. And we thank Ralph Giannini of Portland, Oregon for sending in that opening poem. Thank you, Ralph. Now let's get to the cards. Janice and Bettina, if you will, load in the cards. We have a game in progress with these Card Sharks. Yvonne Stallworth. Hello, Yvonne, our champion. I'm doing fine. How about you?
Oh, great. Ready to go.
Hey, I got to ask you. Now,
all right,
when we first met you, you talked about that you would like to win a little money to get an engagement ring.
Right.
Now, when you won $6,300, you didn't talk about an engagement ring. What happened?
I'll just leave it like this. Women change their minds.
Oh.
That's what I've done.
Independently wealthy now.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Yvonne and I are getting engaged now.
Oh, I see.
We've talked about it backstage.
Our challenger, that's Jim Osmond. Hi, Jim. Good to see you again. We're talking about you in college. What do you plan to do when you get done all the traveling and things?
Well, I work at a restaurant right now, and hopefully I won't be, well, I better not say that. I'll be getting into real estate if I can.
Good.
Got my real estate license, and I'd like to do that.
And running off with rich women, right?
Sure. I've already found me one.
You're two delightful people. Nice to have you here with us. Good luck. Each player has a deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled. The players cut them before we go on the air. Yvonne, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards. Jim, the challenger, the lower cards, the blue cards. Yvonne needs 4 cards. You can see Jim needs 2. Before he can begin calling high-low on the cards, you must win a high-low toss-up question. Best 2 out of 3. Game 1 went to Yvonne. So, Jim, you've got a lead, and you need this game to tie up the match. As we left off, it goes to you, Jim. We asked 100 men who described themselves as male chauvinists. Now, years ago in Japan, a wife was practically a personal slave to her husband. Would you like it if your wife acted as your personal slave? How many male chauvinists would like it if their wife acted as their personal slave?
Hey, I hate to sound bad toward the ladies out there, but I'd say about 70.
70 admitted male chauvinists.
I love it. I love it.
Like a personal slave for a wife, Yvonne.
Yeah, but I feel sorry for male chauvinists, but I think that they would like wives as personal slaves, so I'm going to say it's even higher
Why
than
do you feel sorry for them, Yvonne?
Because, why would you want a slave when you could have much more? Much.
So you say higher. If it is higher, Yvonne, you'll go to the board first. If not, it'll be Jim. And the actual number of male chauvinists who would like it if their wife acted as their personal slave is 40. Yeah, higher, Jim.
All right.
Well, that's not as much as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Jim, we left off with a 6 as your base card. Whenever you win the question, you have the right to change it.
Change it, please.
You're going to change it. Next card off the top of your deck is an 0 and 8. Not a good change, but you have to play that one.
So it's going to be higher.
Higher than an 8?
Get up.
Oh, yes, with an ace.
Next card's going to be lower.
To tie up the match, lower than an ace. It is with another 8. We got a tie. Each player with 1 game and $100. Janice and Bettina, please set up for the tiebreaker with just 3 cards up there and 3 questions here. Someone's going to get a crack at the money cards. Yvonne, we asked 100 showgirls at the Tropicana and the Dunes Hotels in Las Vegas, Nevada. Do you own a mink coat? How many showgirls said yes, they did own a mink coat?
Well, I feel they wouldn't be showgirls if they owned a mink coat. Right. So I'm going to say that about...
You got that answer quick, didn't you, Yvonne?
30 at the most.
30 own a mink coat, Jim.
Oh, I don't know if that many showgirls even own a mink coat. I'm going to go lower.
You say lower?
Lower.
The actual number of showgirls who own a mink coat is 17. It's lower. It is lower, Jim. Wow. Your base card, Jim, is a 7. Do you want it?
Change it.
Changing the 7 to a 4.
Next card's going to be higher.
Higher than a 4. It is a 6. Now.
Higher.
You're going to go for it.
Higher.
If this is higher, we have a new champion. Higher than a 6.
Yeah.
He did it. Jim Osmond, the new champion. All right.
Yeah, I love for it.
Congratulations, Jim. Yvonne.
Hey.
You're a delight. $6,300 worth, Yvonne. Good luck in the study.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for being here. Thank you, Yvonne. Come on down here, Jim. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim. That was great.
Jim will play the money cards right after we take time out for this commercial message. Jim Osmond, we're back with you, our champion. Been running around cutting cards and things and getting ready.
Yeah, I hope I got a lucky cut there.
Okay, let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on up there, Jim. I know you've been waiting to get there.
I've been waiting to get here. I saw Yvonne's cards, and man, I'd like the same ones.
Hope you can do just as well, Jim. Maybe even better. You won $200 in the game, yours to keep, new money to play with, and you'll bet that money. Starting on the bottom line, $200 and 3 cards. Move up to the second level, another $200 of betting money, 3 more cards. Minimum bets are $50 until you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must bet at least half the money. Okay. There is a lot there. Take it away, Jim. $200. As in the game, you have a choice of 2 base cards on the bottom level. Remember, when you move to the second level, you can change your base card, and you can change it again before you make the big bet. So you're starting with an 8.
I'll change it.
You can change it.
Change it. Change it.
Let's see if we make an improvement. Anything better than that. A 5.
Whoa.
Okay, pretty good card.
Okay.
$200 and a 5, Jim.
I'll bet $100 that's going to be higher.
$100. Higher than a 5.
Get out.
Yes,
Yeah.
with a 9. To $300 with a 9, Jim.
I'll bet $50 it's going to be lower.
See if we can buy a better card for $50. Lower than a 9. No, it's a jack.
Okay.
Better card, but it'll only cost you $50. Down to $250 with a jack.
I'm going to bet $100 is going to be lower.
$100. Lower than a jack. Yes,
All right.
with a 7.
Okay. I'll change
Did
it.
pretty well on that level with some bad cards.
Bad.
$350 moves up. We give you another $200.
change that, please.
Jimmy got $550 now. You want to change that 7?
Please.
Changing the 7 to
Get 8.
a 4.
Okay.
Pretty good card.
Bet $400 that it's going to be higher.
Sizable bet on it. $400. Higher than a 4? No. Another 4 is not higher. Down to $150, but still 3 cards to go, Jim.
Bet it all, it's going to be... I'll bet $100 is going to be higher.
$100. Higher than a 4? Yes, with a 9.
Okay.
Back up to $250, Jim.
I will bet $100 is going to be lower.
$100 lower than a 9? No, another double.
Gee.
Wow, we moved the 9 up. Do you want to
That's
play
good.
that with a big bet or change
No,
it?
I'll change it.
There's got to be a good card in here for you someplace, Jim.
I thought I cut those.
No, a 10. Well, you got $150. You've got to bet at least 75. What do you want to bet, Jim?
I'll bet $100 is going to be lower.
You're going to come out of it with cab fare at least, right?
Cab fare.
$100 lower
low.
than a 10.
Come on.
Oh, no. Jim, I think you broke the bank. $50 you wind up with the money cards.
Yeah, I tried.
Gone. Not very good cards.
Those are terrible.
Come on down here, Jim. Well, maybe you get another crack at it. Don't leave us because of that. You still have $250.
Oh, that's good. That's good now.
And Jim will meet a new challenger right after this. Back with our champion, Jim Osmond. I cannot remember 2 doubles on the money cards. That was a toughie.
It was a really tough break. I'm glad I didn't bet more, and I would have been left with nothing.
Well, you got $250. You're still better than a kick in the head, right, Jim?
That's true.
Okay, Jim, time to defend the title. 2 brand new decks of cards up there, Janice. Thank you. And here's our new challenger on Card Sharks.
She's a pretty one.
And she is a pretty one. Ann Johnson. Hi, Ann. Nice to have you here. Tell us about yourself, if you will.
My name's Ann Johnson. I'm getting my master's degree in kinesiology at UCLA. I work at the gym giving exercise classes, and I also work at a health food store, and I love to run and swim and play tennis.
What do you do in your spare time, Ann? What is kinesiology?
It's the study of scientific movement, of human movement, and just how the anatomy and physiology and everything else that goes along with it.
Is there any homework in that class, Ann?
Love it.
Good to have you here, Ann.
Need a tutor.
You'll play the lower cards, the blue cards. Jim, the upper cards, the red cards. Jim, we asked 100 third grade children. Third grade children. Should third graders be allowed to vote? How many third graders said that they should be allowed to vote?
I'd say a lot of them would. They're probably interested in the government. I'd say 70.
70.
70.
Third graders said they should be able to vote, Ann.
I'll say that third graders think that they're pretty mature, and I'm going to even go higher.
Even higher than that? Well, the actual number of third graders who said they should be allowed to vote is 76. Wow. That surprises me, but they couldn't do a worse job. And your base card is a queen.
I'll go lower.
Lower than a queen. Yes, with a jack.
Good card. I'll go lower still.
Risking that card and this one lower. It is an 8.
Freeze right there.
Now we freeze. We move the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away from you. And we ask 100 senior citizens, if someone at a party passed you some marijuana, would you try it? How many senior citizens said, oh, yeah, they would try the marijuana?
Over 65, and I think that they got nothing to lose. I think they're going to go about 60.
60 senior citizens would try marijuana. Jim.
I think the senior citizens are against it. I'm going to say the less amount, lower than 60. Sure.
The actual number of senior citizens who would try marijuana if it were offered to them is 5. Very much lower, Jim. Well, your base card, Jim, is a 3.
I like it. Higher.
Higher than a 3. Yes, with a 9.
I don't like it. Freeze.
You're going to freeze it. And Ann has a 1-card advantage in the first game. Jim, we asked 100 single women. Have you ever made a date to meet a man and then deliberately not shown up? How many single women admitted that they had?
Hey, if you talk to the girls that I know, I'd say 65 have done that.
65?
Sure. That had happened to me a few times.
I'm going to go a little lower, and I'm going to say because women may not, they don't want to go, maybe, but I think they'll still show up. So I'm going to say lower.
So you say lower.
Yeah.
The actual number of single women who have deliberately not shown up for a date is 32. It's lower. And we left off with an 8. You can change it if you like.
Change the card, please.
You won the question. You can change it to another 8. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to go higher.
Higher than an 8? No, it's a 6. It's not higher. And that's a chance for Jim to play off the 9 and call this.
Lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes,
yeah,
a 2.
That's a good card. Woo. I'm going to go higher on the next one.
Higher than a 2. Yes, a jack.
Let's go lower. Let's
He's
get it
going to go
right
for
here.
it for the win. Lower than a jack. No, it's a king. And you lose all 3 cards back to that base card. And we'll fill in the spaces and go with question 4, sudden death. And we asked 100 men in Omaha, Nebraska. Very simply, do you have a beard? How many men in Omaha said they have a beard?
That's kind of in the country. I'm going to say a lot of them would have a beard. I'm going to say 70.
70 men in Omaha had a beard, Jim.
Hey, they don't need a beard. It's hot out there. I think it's going to be lower than 70. Sure.
The actual number of men in Omaha who have a beard is 19. Very much lower. Jim, it's sudden death. You need 3 cards. Ann needs 2. Do you want to play it or pass it?
I think I'll pass it on to Ann.
Ann, and you've got a bad card at 8. You can't change it. Turn them both over. You win. 1 mistake. Jim wins.
Higher, please.
Higher than an 8. It is a 9.
Okay,
1 to go.
Well, I'm gonna go lower.
Lower. If it's lower, Ann wins. If not, Jim wins. It is decided. Ann wins the first game of the match. Game 1 to the challenger. We'll set up for game 2, which will be coming up right after we take time out for this commercial massage.